Hello? Okay. Let's see. Oh. Forgot to start Steam. Give me a second. Jesus Christ, there's a Neptunia and Senran Kagura crossover game? I need to check this out real quick. Give me a second. Is it a fighting game? Oof. Yeah, that's on my wish list now. Okay. Shadowrun. Shadowrun Hong Kong, specifically. Not like the other Shadowruns, but the Hong Kong type. Give me a second. Goddamn, need some space on my desk. We're continuing on, but actually, let me do this. Okay. Hey, I think we've read this, right? We must have. Yeah, I don't belong here. I did read this. We ended. I was exploring the hub, right? I had to go since I was tired, and the stream was going on for like 2.5 hours already. 2.5 hours of straight up reading. I feel better today though. Like I don't feel like my throat is full of shit anymore. So we're gonna continue talking to people, I guess. Like we talked to was it Go that they played? I'm not sure. I think it was Go. Talk to them. There's no point in going back to the Mahjong parlor. We accepted some quests, some runs that we can do. Oh, here we go. The Mage Parlor. Apparently we're supposed to get in here. At least once, right? Just like with Dragonfall. Check it out. See what's in here. Maybe break a few vases. Like be a jerk and then get out again. Crafty Shu, I believe that is pronounced. A mild scent. Imagine. Sweet and slightly herbal is the first thing you notice upon entering the old shop. Its quarters are cramped, made smaller by the display cases and furniture packed inside. The walls are lined with bookshelves and the tables and chairs are stacked with old tomes. A few titles jump out at you. Lucid Dreaming, an exploration of the inner self, Dream Logic, and Nocturnal Visitations. Of course, dreams, a big theme in this game, huh? Overall, the place feels lived in, if disorganized. Not quite cluttered, but close. I mean, this would jump out at me. The big ass, really seriously big scrolls. I mean, look at the scroll. It's about as big as bongbong. Milling at the front of the store is the shopkeeper, lost in a book of her own. She's tall for a human, probably close to 2 meters in height. Her physique is typical bookworm, not overweight, but you can't see any muscular definition either. A wraparound tattoo covers her upper arms and shoulders, but from where you are standing, you can't quite make it out. She fidgets. Gradually, her eyes rise from her book and lock onto you. Oh. Try-hard occultist fans' choices. More like someone is trying to give me a message here, I think, with these titles. I know you don't like to talk to shopkeepers after every mission, but I implore you to talk to Crafty at every opportunity. Okay. Welcome. Don't believe I've seen you before. She sets down her book and sweeps a strand of black and pink hair behind her ear. Name's Crafty. After every major mission or after every side mission as well, Amiel? Bongbong, nice to meet you. She shakes your hand. Her grip is surprisingly firm. So, Bongbong, what can I do for you? I've got spells, alchemical reagents, folk guy, whatever you want, really. Might have to do some digging to find it, but if it's magical, it's around here somewhere. I'd like to see your wares. Say, Crafty, have you had any vivid dreams lately? We're gonna go with this. Is this your store, or do you just work here? Any dreams, Crafty? Is that her actual name, or like, why is Bongbong so weird with naming people? Her face is unreadable. Her eyes lock onto yours. As a matter of fact, I have Bongbong. But we all get the occasional vivid dream. Nothing special there. Gesture to the books on tabletop. Really? Then why are you reading up on them? Yeah, it can't trick me. She flicks her wrist dismissively. Sure, it's a little weird that we are having them, but these types of dreams are common in the walled city. Nothing to get all worked up about, probably. They're common? Explain. I met someone the other day who said that too. She nods. Anyone who's familiar with the walled city would know that, but most people don't go out of their way to find out. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled city and the magical phenomena within it. So I grew up with stories about the city, the recurrent creepy dreams being one of them. They're common then? She nods. Common as the cold. My mother devoted her life to researching the walled... Wait. This is exactly the same paragraph. Hello, by the way. Hi. Oh, it's blue. I will astral project myself into your... Fuck me, he's here! No, he's not. Man, I wish he was. I wish he was. I would let him stream. Blue, you can take over if you want to. Your mom sounds... Your mom sounds like an interesting person. I thought bongbong was about to make a your mama joke. Where's your mother now? Where's your mother now, huh? Dead. Shrugs. Mom was interesting, but not praiseworthy. Okay. Tell me about yourself. Wow, fucking hell, bongbong. She raised her shoulder in a half shrug. I'm not sure where to start. What do you want to know? What do you do when you're not at work? Really? Is she that interesting? The CIA stopped me. They have soldiers in the astral plane. I'm not sure the CIA is capable to even have any power in our actual plane, Blue. But okay. I've been pretty crunched here at the shop, so I don't have a lot of time outside of work. But when I'm off the clock, I like to read and paint. Maybe kick back and enjoy a meal with my friends. My buddy Gobbit, here we go, sometimes stops by with food. No drag racing or anything, pretty boring. I know a Gobbit. Wonder if they're the same person. Looks like a rat, talks like a rat, has a rat on her shoulder. Are we talking about the same Gobbit? You know a lot of Gobbits? The teasing resolves itself into a gentle smirk. I'm sure the one and the same. She's a good person. We're not real close, but we have a pleasant relationship. Chatting over French fries, discussing our latest reads, you know, shallow things. How do you know her? She and Isabel got me out of a tough spot. Good, keep her by your side. Gobbit's pretty fluent in the ways of the city and the people who live here. She knows her stuff. If you stick with her, you'll find yourself in a lot less trouble than you would otherwise. What are you painting? Just for fun. I don't make any money off of it or anything like that. I just find it relaxing. She pets her arms. Designed my tattoos, but it's about the extent that I take it beyond the canvas. Mind if I see that tattoo? I can't quite make it out from here. Sure. And then unzips her pants. Turns her back to you and you can see the tattoo in all its glory. Looks like an impressionist rendition of a school of salmon jumping upstream. The artistry of the piece is undeniable. Really professional. I've seen better. Tattoos aren't really my thing. Still, I'm impressed that you designed it yourself. Yeah, I'm not a fan of tattoos myself. An embarrassed smile creeps into her features. She scratches her shoulder. Yeah, well, thanks. It wasn't an easy decision to make, but I like how it turned out. Well, you're gonna have to live with it forever. Forever! Like, when you're old and wrinkly, it's still gonna be there. Have you thought of that, huh? Like an old mother when it comes to tattoos. What do you like to read? Crafty claps her hands together and a slow smile spreads across her face. Aside from the usual, I love sitting down each morning to a tall cup of soy cuff, and with the latest news stream on hand, I pop it right open to the obituaries. Makes for great reading. It's a joke, right? She smiles at you for a moment before speaking. Kidding, of course. Bongbong doesn't understand nuance or like sarcasm or something, okay? She's like heavily autistic. Well, for all you know, I tend to stray towards detective novels. Ooh, maybe some suspense and horror. And when I'm not reading for leisure, I study my textbooks to keep my magic sharp. Sounds fun, but I'd like to ask you something on a more serious note. Pump her for information about her mother without mercy. I'm gonna pump her mother in a second if I can. These streams are worth watching for the notification titles alone. Thank you, Minimoto. I'm glad like someone's sharing my taste in music. And now I have it in my head. I can't get it out. I need to listen to it after stream. Is Crafty really your first name? Oh no, her mother. Here we go. ML said like pump her mom. Your mother sounds like quite the mage. Did you study magic too? I sure did. Natural predisposition. She flexes her arm. Whatever, but Mom and I learned the craft differently. I went to a university and she was book taught. Mom was very old school. Her magic wasn't as applicable to everyday situations, and it was rooted in superstitions. It still worked and well, but only for more ritualistic ancient spells. Practical spells, like rain shields and bottomless trash cans. Bottomless trash cans were outside of her repertoire? What? Is Crafty your real name? No. A wave of nostalgia seems to pull her gaze towards the shop's front window, sorry. The name started out as a joke, actually. Back home, my mum used to call me Crafty, since the meaning is similar to my given name. I liked it because of the way it sounds. I insisted that my family call me Crafty, so it became a sort of nickname around the house. When I got old and started school in Hong Kong, I made my mum register me as Crafty, and it stuck. Wow. Apparently in the future you can just change your name willy-nilly. Looks like you've owned it. Not to insinuate that you're untrustworthy. Well, thinking of Crafty, I don't think of, like, for me it's not really a negative thing. So what is your given name? Let me guess, your first name is Phyllis. Yes. She's kidding me. Wait, seriously? I knew it! No way, I was just joking. I knew it! You... What? How? How did... Huh? Does Phyllis mean crafty in some kind of weird-ass language? You have keen senses, Bongbong, it's true. She covers her eyes with her hand and her voice deepens. She sounds close to tears. I was born a Phyllis. Am I... What am I doing to her right now? And she looks back at you, her eyes are pleading. Now that you've uncovered... She's still... Like, this is a practical joke. Now that you've uncovered the truth, what will you do about it? Tell everyone! Shoulders slump, eyes grow heavy, her voice is now hardly louder than a whisper. You're right, it's time to come out and tell the world who I really am, or truly rather. Of course it is. I thought of it. Her act shatters as you see her struggling to hold back a smile. I see what's going on here. Haha, very funny. Look how amused I am. Oh, I get it. You really had me going. I see. The temptation was too great. Anyway, name's... Meow. No cat jokes. Oh shit, it's too late. I mean it. Now, where were we? Back on topic. Can we talk about your mom again? Sorry, but I feel like there's some more information. Is this your store, actually? Have we ever asked this before? It's mine. I inherited it from my mom. As you can see, she generously left me all her research journals. Her words are thick with sarcasm. Like really dummy thick. Mom was never a big cleaner, but neither am I. Wow. My mom used to keep spirits around that helped her manage the place. They're not here anymore, but sometimes I swear my books aren't where I last placed them. Who knows, maybe they pop by for visits. Just wish they'd clean while they're here. Well, anything special about this? Falling asleep talking to this... I mean, Bongbong is falling asleep, not me. It's old, respectable, built over a dragon line. She slightly tilts her head to the side. We also carry texts unavailable anywhere else, but I guess for me I'm drawn to this place by the nostalgia. Sounds horrible. You don't sound thrilled. It's a job, can't complain. Okay, and the name? It's a cultural thing. The 5 phases represent wood, earth, water, fire, and, of course, metal. What? What about air? Why not? And why wood? Wait a second. Some people believe they're the basis of how things function and interact in this world. Metal? You'll find it practiced all throughout China in disciplines ranging from farming to science, even music. The theory isn't common among younger generations, but it has its uses. My mother was strongly influenced by it. In fact, our sign out front is a visual representation of the cycle of 5 phases. It was an inspiration to her. Raise her shoulder. I just think that it looks neat. Okay. Can you tell me anything else? Now that I asked you, like... The only thing I'm missing about this person is her 3 sizes. Very little, just that my mother spent most of the time in there and she lifts her weight, leans onto the counter. Well, it messed her up. Is there anything specific? I'm thinking of moving to the walled city. Are you trying to be funny? Her expression remains indifferent, but the coolness of her tone reveals her disapproval. If you want to make ignorant jokes about tragedies like the walled city, take it outside my shop. Yeah. I'm not gonna say sorry to her. Wow, okay. Maybe this was for the best, because now I can... Like, Bongbong literally can't get Crafty's mum out of her head. Get the feeling that your relationship with your mother was unusual. Oh god, where are we going with this? You'd better believe it. She was obsessed with the walled city, put it before everyone in her life. Mum ate, slept, and breathed that city. God damn it, maybe she also fucked it. Was something fueling her obsession? Crafty shifts her gaze to the stack of books on a nearby table. Yeah, actually, Mum was convinced that something was wrong with the place, that it was cursed in some way, polluted with unnaturally bad chi, was it? She'd visit the city under the protection of the Yellow Lotus and spent hours, sometimes days, studying it. Crafty tears her eyes away from the books and returns her gaze to you, but it was consumed by her research. Your mum sounds like an accomplished woman. She sure tried. Mum thought she could find a way to purify the place and to exorcise its demons. Her obsession with the walled city grew. She devoted more and more of her life to breaking its curse. Wish you could say she fell off the radar. But really the rest of the world fell off of hers. Sorry, Crafty. No, I'm not gonna say sorry to her, as I said this before. What a way to spend your childhood. Could have been worse. Look on the bright side, at least you had a mother. I can't even remember mine. What was it with like Gobbet and Isabel and dunking on Duncan? with the foster father thing? Well, I never even had a father. Am I gonna do the same thing? No. What a way to spend your childhood. It is what it is, and here I am. Crafty gives you a warm smile. Sounds... God, that's scary. You converted... You did what? What even does this mean? You converted a Prime sub to a Tier 1 sub. Defke, did you do an oopsie? It sounds to me like you don't believe in your mother's research. You can see Crafty studying you. Yeah, I mean, if someone came into my shop... Like, let's assume I had a shop. And let's assume, like, this was a somewhat tightly knit community. And a stranger, like someone I've never seen before, comes into my shop. Starts making fun of my shop, starts making fun of my mom, starts making fun of my name. And then is heavily interested in my mother somehow. Keeps asking about my mom. What she did and why and when and where and with whom. I would be fucking freaked out, to be honest. She exhales through her nose and it seems as if she's considering something, like, I guess, throwing me out of a store. And now we've just met Bongbong, but you have a generous ear. No, I have more like a... You don't really want to know. I don't mind discussing my mother with you as long as you keep the details between us. Oh, yes, of course. No one is gonna... Like, only 10 people are watching. Don't worry about it. Mother's research was stupid, just plain stupid. She wasn't stupid herself. No, Mom was very bright, but her obsession was downright unhealthy. Anyone could see that. The walled city is a toxic place, home to dark spirits and astral influence, but Mom believed in a singular curse at the heart of the place. When you say toxic, what do you mean? My mother failed to change the walled city, and the time she spent inside there changed her. She grew sickly and became moody, irritable. She suffered from night terrors for the rest of her life. Crafty languidly sweeps a small clump of dust off a nearby book. Your mom got moody, so you wrote her off? It's possibly just the menopause, isn't it? She points a finger at you. Boom! This means I sub for a monthly fee instead of just Prime. Oh god, Dafki, don't do that. Why would you do that? Generous ear, more like creepy as fuck. Yeah, she already knows that you work for a local crime lord. Does she? We haven't mentioned Auntie yet, have we? She's already terrified you're with the mob. It wasn't just that. The breaking point for me was her ridiculous obsession. I refused to indulge her and it drove a wedge between us. Neither of us were willing to relent. It's like my mom when she asked me for money for cigarettes and I told her to fuck right off. A small bitter laugh escapes her throat. I guess we had that in common. Stop until the end. So after Mum died, I turned my back on her work and left the walled city and its people to themselves. It's a toxic site beyond rehabilitation. League of Legends. I do my best to ignore it. League of Legends. Her composure breaks for a second and you can see Crafty shift nervously behind the counter. At least I've tried. Now that these dreams, these nightmares are leaking out of the walled city, I wonder if I can still ignore it. Your mum was out of line. You did the right thing, Crafty. We always have a choice. What a disaster. How can you sleep at night? Let me know what you decide. I've got to head out. We always have a choice. Let's be non-committal. You're right, but not everyone's choices are weighted evenly, and I just don't think I can turn a blind eye to what's happening here. She loosely gestures to the bookshelves all over the shop. I have my mother's journals. I have the means to try and help. It's sure to dredge up bad memories, but if it'll help my friends... Which friends? Gorbet? Maybe it'll be worth it. I don't know. Guess I have a lot to think about. She crosses her arms and wraps her fingers against her skin. Thanks for lending me that ear of yours. Can we talk about dreams? Go ahead. What do you think they're affecting people outside Walled City? It's definitely strange. Until now, I always thought the dreams were nonsense. My mother just had night terrors because of a madness. Props her chin up with her right hand. But now it's really happening, and not just to me, to others around Heioi. Those same psychic forces that drove Mom insane are etching into our subconscious. Lately, I've been wondering if there might have been something to her ravings. Maybe. Been skeptical for so long, it feels almost blasphemous to consider it. Maybe the walled city's curse is real. The music stopped. This is really creepy. She rubs her hand down her face, obviously frustrated. Just don't know. Read your mom's journals. You have the means to find out. Of all the people here, you have the greatest advantage when it comes to investigating these dreams. No, read your mom's diary, come on. That's true, but my mother's notes are scattered all over the shop. Most of her research is scrawled in the margins of the books that you see on the shelves and piles and stacks all over. The clues we'd need to figure this thing out could be in any of these volumes, and there are thousands of them. Bad feeling about these dreams, Crafty. If there's anything we can do to get to the bottom of them, we need to take that opportunity. This isn't just about you or your mother. It's about everyone who's having these dreams. Man, this side quest is so heavily hidden in this endless conversation. With the dreams reach spreading, can you really afford to let all this knowledge just sit here? She sighs, straightens up. Yeah, I know what I have to do. It's just, damn, look at them all. I don't want to work, basically. That's what she's saying. She tiredly looks down at the books she was reading earlier. Guess I won't be finishing this one anytime soon. Alright, bongbong, I'm going to get started. Now, but it'll take time. The House of Five Faces is jammed from floor to ceiling with books, and any of them could hold valuable information. Check in once in a while, and I'll share my findings with you. Sure. You're doing the right thing. I'll do what I can too. If I have time, you're doing the right thing. Thanks, I appreciate that. Now, let's shop. This is shamanic ritual garb. Did the others have armor 4 or 3? I can't remember. We need to buy an armor set. Jesus Christ, she sells a lot of shit. Consumables. A simple magically prepared salve that heals 4 base HP and a further 4 HP per round for 3 rounds. So that's like 12. 16 together with this. 16 health for 75 New Yen. Do you know Ongetzelik? Ongetzelik. Lambda. Ongetzelik. I feel like I've heard this before. Where could I have heard this name? Isn't this Dutch or something? Sounds Dutch. Hey, I know I've just been grilling you for personal info like a creepazoid. Creepazoid. Please continue disclosing your inner feelings to me and world to me. Complete creepy stranger who may have ties to an underworld boss. It's a short Dutch series thingy. I've heard this before. Where have I... I'm gonna buy this one. Hopefully I can wear it. Does it show on my character? It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. 5 episodes, each one having 3 to 4 minutes, and it's good, because we're gonna investigate later then. I assume it's on YouTube? Is it on YouTube, Blue? Okay, we're gonna visit the doctor now, because that's where we're gonna spend the rest of our money. Actually, have we talked to Max? We haven't talked to Maximum. Don't mess with the law. We haven't talked to Maximum Law yet. What was he? I remember making fun of his name, but overhead, a gigantic holosign shines like a searchlight, screaming its message through the dim light. Hums and flickers, sputtering like an old engine. Fierce electrical crackles sporadically burst out of the sign's emitter, stabbing your eyes and filling your ears with static. Under the baleful glare of the sign, the rusty mini-barge stack is stacked with electronics. Dilapidated stereos share space with crisply boxed servers. Ranks of discs and memory chips fill display cases padlocked under plexiglass. A short human in his late 20s stands in the middle, hands on his hips, talking loudly into the air. Bulky virtual reality goggles cover his eyes. A data jack cable runs from his temple down his stained t-shirt to a belt load of clearly home-built computer hardware. No, I'm telling you. Oh, no, I'm telling you. His voice is shrill, clipped. Nobody uses key and freeze. Like, nobody. This shit. I don't care what Dang says. If Shire was the SRP uses key and freeze, they're stupid. Hey, Flash is rolling up. Gotta go. Turns to face you, goggles blank and enigmatic, blinking with tiny lights and wrapped in duct tape. Points at the PDA. I ripped that PDA. You work for kindly. His lips work impatiently. Yo, what do you want? What's this about the PDA? It was a Fuji Azura Star 3. They use a scarab chip, which is good, but the motherboard is wet noodles and sprouts. I pulled out the trackers and installed encryption. Now it runs on one power virtual network. The corps and cops can't crack it. Nice. He shrugs dismissively. It's what we do. This is Law's technology plays satellite territory of one power. You step on the boat, you're in a sovereign state. I represent one power here. I'm Maximum Law. Oh, he's the dude with the side quest. He draws himself up proudly, setting his hands on his hips. The Maximum Law, yo! This is this quest we were supposed to do first, right, Emil? That's what you said? Amazingly ostentatious holosign. Why are you wearing VR goggles? Looks like you've got some dangerously exposed wires over there. I'm here for tech. Tell me about one power. I found the Simpsons chip. Is this worth anything? Scans the chip's casing with a handheld optical reader. Yo, that shit is banned! Lifted off some Yellow Lotus? They traffic this stuff. Delimited SIM chips, full sensory experiences. You looking for a buyer? I can make it happen. How's 120 New Yen sound? Nope, that's not worth it. Thank you. What? Don't tease me like that. Raw. Oh my god. Why are you finding... What is going on? He's a decker. Okay, don't screw with the law. It has a lot of gravity. The SNES Shadowrun decker stuff was the best way to make money out of it. And hand over fist. Man, I haven't played the SNES one, but it has an amazing soundtrack. That I know. Okay, what's this with the holosign? What's this about? Yo, Maximum Law. Sorry, Maximum Law looks up the gigantic blue-white letters with deep satisfaction. It's pretty, boss. Yeah, pretty, boss. Damn right! He gives you a viral nod. Yo, lady who appreciates the good stuff. I like that. Half of AOE gets its juice from a private tap on a big Mitsuhama DC cable under the river. Mitsuhama's like... His voice winds up into a mocking whine. Oh, let's run 2 million volts from the cold fusion plant to the island under the river. Those slum monkeys can't tap an underwater cable. Idiots. You know who built the tap that pulls electricity off the cable? One power. You know whose barge holds the transformer? Mine. Maximum Law thrusts his fist high in the air in silent victory. Cheap, powerful, and a whole lot of extra for me. Behold the lighthouse of Boom! Why are you wearing VR goggles? It's not VR, it's augmented reality. We're pioneering it. Little cameras, matrix overlay. I can support a 3-dimensional HUD and sub windows with live multiple feeds. Multiple feeds. I've got a command shell open right now. I'm networked with 5 guys. Burger and fries. Law taps his goggles. Wave of the future. Wave of the future, huh? Future where you can't look anyone in the eye and resemble a B-grade sci-fi character? Wow, the social commentary is really thick in this one. Techies trying to proxy for astral perception with gadgets. Cute. Decking 3. Augmented reality. I hear a lot of corps are experimenting with it. But not in such a socially invasive way. Interesting. There's not much I can say, and I don't really want to dismiss it. Since he is actually kind of nice so far. He's from the organization that is being hunted by the killer, yes. And I was supposed to do this quest first, right? What about the wires? Yeah, what are you, my mom? Law regards you with skeptical disgust. Those wires are fine where they are, high and dry. Only a problem for someone who does something stupid. I'm running a high bandwidth tag operation. Do I look like I have time to tape cupboard sip tea? No, I don't. Law wraps his knuckles fiercely on a clear-topped case full of buses, cables, and cable harnesses. These are the only wires you need to think about. Okay. Show me your tech. Oh, I was about to say, if he has a decking outfit that looks cooler than mine. No, I don't want to buy this, thank you. I guess if I ask him about one power, it's gonna advance the quest, maybe? Wait a second. This Ongatelic thing. Haven't we watched this on stream together or something? I can't remember. Where's Lightning Hand? Is he not here? He would know. We're pretty much the best, yo. What do you want to know? Law folds his arms impatiently as if he's irritated by your request, but he can't quite stifle a proud grin. What? Just asking about one poem makes him irritated? Come on. Tell me about the tribe generally. Who are you guys? Seem very outspoken. Less modest than many Honkars is their trouble. What's the one poet doing on Kylie's turf? Are you a liaison? I understand someone's killing your elders. His face goes grim. A red light blinks on the VR goggles. A lens swirls quietly, focusing in on you. He grinds his teeth audibly, radiating nervousness and intensity. Yeah, shit's crazy. Full on medieval. Full on medieval. I can't talk about it. It's a tribal matter. Controlled information, right? We're gonna solve it. That's all outsiders need to know. Actually, I've been contracted to help. Wow, really? We're pulling in outsiders? Shakes his head in disbelief. Well, I should have seen that coming. What the hell are you doing here? Go to the gun and help solve that shit. Then come back and tell me what's going on. Everybody's guessing. The elders are being quiet and the rumor hub is going crazy. Just tell me about the tribe. Who are you guys? Yeah. A little bit more information might not hurt later on. Law smirks. You really are new to Kong, aren't you? With the Neomatrix Collective. We run the Hong Kong Data Haven and the Kong Shadow Nets. We are the Kong Shadow Nets. Outside the corporate nets is the rest of Kong, and in those shadows you will find threads of golden light like a vast spider web that carry information. Those golden threads and that web is one power. Log has a curt virile nod. My buddy Redstorm wrote that. Pretty wicked, eh? Anyway, we're bleeding edge on the path to the singularity. We're doing things no one else is doing anywhere, except maybe Denver or Tokyo. Our homeland is the Matrix, and we're building a society of truth and expertise and information. Alright, thank you. I'm done with one power, I think. Outsiders don't understand us. Maybe you can if you're really smart. We're in a whole different world than most people. Like, I'm seeing free streaming videos and live network stats in my goggles right now. Time's wasting, bongbong. Law kicks one of the bins at his feet. The sea of electronic parts with it. It's rattle loudly. You gonna buy something? See you later, Law. Yeah, whatever. Jesus Christ, what an irritating fellow. But still somewhat nice. Nothing to check out down here. The water is beautifully green. Like a... Is it jade? The green gemstone? Jade, I believe. Let's go to the... Oh yeah, we can enter the club HH Hulk Hogan. Club 88. Ooh. Isolated. Man, I miss Vampire the Masquerade. Oh, yeah. Are you the DJ or are you a stripper? So there are two trolls we can talk to here and a door. Callum Kafai and Henry Kafai. Better groomed than most of his kind, the young troll nonetheless ruins the effort with his own blatant drunkenness. His eyes are red and his expression foggy, but he otherwise appears to be high-functioning. Just like bongbong! Have a drink, friend. Have two, then maybe something else to chase it, eh? You alright? Could be better. I'm a prince of Club 88, chosen, you might say. Part of the family that owns this place? You're a shrewd one, friend. I'm the heir, apparently, and my birthright to peddle camps to every sniffer that passes through our gates. What do you say? Need something to pick you up or bring you down? What might I find around here? Not a hell of a lot, but I suppose it depends what you're in the market for. I'm your man for chemistry. My ma offers an assortment of firearms in the back. Everything else here is just glitter and smoke. If you're looking for tech, Law's place sells all the techno baubles you could ask for. Just walk towards a giant blue holo sign that gives everyone a headache. Out further on the same dock, Reliable Matthew is a basic used drone salesman. He's the only game in town for that sort of stuff. If you're needing magical Watsits, try the Parlor of Five Faces. Haven't a clue about that stuff myself, but both places certainly smell legit from the street. You're better off staying here though. I could set you up with an ampule of something really smooth. What does he sell? Alright, just in case we need some drugs, we know where to get it. What about this guy? He looks slick. There's only one way to describe the troll haunting the back of Club 88. Weathered. It is as if the man had been carved from granite and then battered by the crash of waves and salty winds over the course of decades. Welcome to Club 88. No killing, no fighting, no sex trade. Oh, come on. What kind of fucking club is this? No fun, I take it. Oh shit, I had to choose the bongbong. Shit, I didn't even read. There was a bongbong option. Sorry. Do I reload? I can't. Depends on the sort of fun you're looking for, I guess. Sorry. If you're looking for guns, speak to my wife. Looking for farmers, speak to my son Callum. If you're looking for trouble, you'll be seeing my son Frederick. Briefly. I'll leave you be. Can I talk to you again and choose the bongbong option? Shit. I'm sorry, everyone. I let everyone down. Bongbong isn't high functioning. She's just high. Well, can she be both? Oh, wow. I certainly don't want to tussle with her, I guess. Ermine or Ermine? Hermione. Hermione Kafai. The older troll woman has a striking Amazonian quality. When she was younger, she must have really turned heads. What? Can I help you? You in charge? And don't you forget it. It's my family's place. Me, my husband, and our two boys. Now, do you have any business with me? I have no time for window shoppers. What you got? Firearms from all over the world. From Ares to Walter to and everything in between. You in the market? Let's take a look. Oh, wow. 6 damage! And she sells smartling stuff as well. Sadly, I'm not really like the firearm type. This playthrough at least. What can you tell me about Hayoi? There's only one thing you need to know. The corporations do the rule, Hayoi. We're under kindly Cheng's umbrella, and our Yellow Lotus soldiers protect the dogs and maintain the peace. But we're not triad members, and they don't own us. Hayoi is a crossroads, where goods change hands and deals are made. Kindly makes the market, but we, the families, make it happen. Hermione speaks with the pride of a woman who bows politely to great powers, but never prostrates herself before them. Families rebuilt this place when it was left to rot, strong families like mine, and we protect our own. Outsiders and corps know that tangling with Hayoi is more trouble than we are worth. The triads know it is better to work with us than against us. And now you know these things as well. You would do well to remember them. Okay. No, goodbye. Alright, good. We leave then. Nothing for us in here. Sorry, bye-bye! Maybe I'll come back later to dance. Who knows? Where's the doctor? Over here, right? Yeah. Law grows on you. Ready for family drama? Not quite. Intercom buzzes to life. You again? I thought I told you to fuck off. Kindly will vouch for me. Yeah? And you just idle your engine there for a minute and I'll check on that. It's long silence on the intercom. Oh my god, thank god I didn't lie to him earlier. The door gives several heavy metallic clicks. There's a dull rumble like heavy bolts sliding back. A green light flashes on the terminal. The door appears to be unlocked. You can enter the clinic. Nice. Wow. You're my doctor? 10-armed Ambrose. Oh. The clinic looks like it just hosted a party. Spindly mechanical arms swing from unobtrusive wall mounts, pulling down crap paper ribbons and scooping food platters and empty beer bottles into biohazard bags. What's happening here? A severely crippled Caucasian man sits in a wheelchair amidst the maelstrom of mess and robotics. He's in his 40s, thick beard, tungsten earrings, beer belly, one cyber eye. Kinda like me. Both his legs are missing, one at the hip, the other at the knee. That's not like me. He has only one arm, and only 3 fingers remain on his surviving hand. Jesus, dude! His face and arms show the scars of reconstructive surgery. What happened? He grins widely at you, regarding you with bloodshot eyes. He's clearly hungover. Wow, he looks pretty scruffed though. Is he cross-eyed? Looks somewhat cross-eyed there. Hey, I'm Ambrose! He shouts cheerfully in English, his words piling together in a loose Midwestern accent. They call me 10 Arms. Welcome to the Kong, fellow UCASCN. Eucasian, maybe? That's what they say, Eucasian? He chuckles, his chest shaking with mirth. A Waldo arm springs to life and swings over to him. Its menacing metal pins and momentarily sets a cigarette between his lips, just long enough for him to inhale from it. Kindly says you're alright. What can I do you for? Do for you, rather. You're a doctor? You a doctor? More like... Sure I am. I'm a rigger doctor. A rockter. Ambrose bursts into laughter. Ha ha ha! Then stops and clutches his head. Oh man, I cannot laugh hard today. Too much partying last night, it hurts. I'm not board certified, but don't worry, I should be. I'm full unskilled. Works Yellow Lotus guaranteed and precisely in accordance with World Medical Association standards. Everybody in here comes to me, 'cause I'm the only option. Ambrose chuckles delightedly. So it's good to me. Wait, how did a rigger end up operating a clinic? What do you think? My meat's not much to look at, but I'm called 10 Arms because I can run 10 armatures at once. Oh, yeah, I guess. Well, in the world of Shadowrun, it doesn't matter what your body looks like most of the time. Ambrose giggles, jiggling in his wheelchair. The question is, why don't more surgeons do it this way? I was more asking how you got your medical training. Maybe because they don't want the first career as a rigger, on top of 6 years of residency. How did you... I have a colorful history, let's leave it at that. Your front door could stop a bulldozer, why is it fortified? Are you kidding? Have you any idea how much all the stuff in here is worth? It's a high capital operation, and life's dangerous for a guy missing most of his members, tooling up smugglers and criminals. Let me tell you what, though. If someone bursts in here, they're gonna be in a world of hurt. Ambrose chuckles evilly. There's a lot more than pipes and wires up in the false ceiling, and I've got Kindly's crew and the Club 88 boys on the panic button. They know which side their bread is chromed on. What, are you thinking of trying to knock me over? He laughs uproariously, but it's not clear if he's kidding. No, show me what do you do here, actually? What do I do? Tune-ups and engine rebuilds, on your ass! I do it all. First aid, second aid, surgery, cybernetic, obstetrics, euthanasia. Wow, I'm a one-stop shop for health and beauty. Even euthanasia, wow! Well, maybe not beauty. Can you install me with combatware? I don't modify myself. Can you install me with combatware? You know it! Got the coin and the essence, I'll trick you out like a bulldozer with ground effects and a turret. Got it all, bionic limbs, wild reflexes, deck aware blood filters, synthetic muscle, bone lacing, greased bearings, ground effects? Ground effects? Tight bolts. The full range of Chrome Alley services is something that we like to keep beneath the HKPF's radar, Ambrose winks. What do you offer? Oh, nothing you'd be interesting in. Right now I'm mostly doing engine mechanics and electrician stuff. I send maximum law and reliable Matthew any work they can handle. It's really just a hobby and service to the community. I make my nut with the clinic. I make my nut. I haven't heard that before. He looks fondly over at the massive, partially assembled V8 engine occupying part of the operating theater. That baby's gonna be a goddess when I'm done with her. Okay, show me your services. Tune up a spare parts. Let's take a look at his medical supplies first. I believe we needed some doc trauma kits, right? But I'm gonna hold off on that yet. To see if we can buy any of something of this. Trans is near in its skill wires. Simple skill wire system for +1 throwing weapons. +1 quickness, +1 range combat, +1 body, +1 dodge. Ares hand raises, here we go. Uses close combat skills for accuracy and cyber affinity for critical chance. Damage is strength +3, causes 2 bleeding damage, may do AP damage, pierces up to 1 armor. Close combat skill, that's what I skilled, right? I didn't, I skilled close combat, not unarmed. And cross cyber spur. Close combat skill for accuracy and cyber affinity for critical chance, so exactly the same. Strength +4, causes 1 bleeding and does no AP damage. Pierces, so this is better raw damage wise, but this is this may do AP damage, you know, that's pretty good. Passive +3% chance to hit. A data check. Wow, the legs are amazing. 6 HP and +1 quickness. Or 6 HP arms. +1 armor. Plating. Eye data check. I might get the hand raises. If you click on a body slot, the list will be... Oh, okay. It's also pretty good. Like, +1 body is 10 health, basically. I might get the hand raises. The Ares ones. Oh, I can only have 1 cyber weapon. Can I replace it later if I get like the monofilament wire or something? Is this possible? Hello, hi Lightning Hand. The Troll family has a lot going on if you're willing to dig. Didn't talk to the guy at the entrance to the club. Yeah, I just walked in. Can I replace the weapon later on? If I buy it now? Otherwise I might get something else for now. Let's read up again. Here. Unlocks additional cyberware, such as the monofilament whip cyber weapon. But it also like makes the others better with compound attack for hand raises. Wait, it does how much damage? Close combat plus strength? Was it? No. My close combat and my strength is both at 6. What is the damage calculation for these things? Strength plus... Oh, strength plus 3. But uses close combat for accuracy. My strength is 6 though, so that's 9 damage. It's pretty sweet. I believe you can swap them out later, but if you lost essence, it won't go back past that point, even if you use a low essence mod. Oh, who cares about essence? So let's get the Ares hand raiser then. Cyberware causes essence loss. This affects the magic rating of your character as magic is equal to essence rounded down. Magic is very important for spellcasts. The base number of spell slots available to the cast is equal to blah 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 blah. In addition, blah 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 blah. You cannot have less than blah 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 blah. Thank you. Come back to the garage soon. Cheers. I'm now Wolverine. Wait. This electro furnace room has been built out as a medical clinic and a machine shop. The air is alive with the rumble of the furnaces and the hum of cooling fans. It's sweltering. Front area is more like a homey coffee house than a clinic lobby. Comfortable old furniture, used digipads, coloring books. The wall opposite the boilers is cluttered with a mixture of photos and prints Local artists' work, images of military vehicles, off-road racing, Rube Goldberg machines, personal photos, old-time Chicago gangsters, the Desert Wars Motorized Combat Division. Personal photos. Pictures are mostly of Hawaii residents, holidays and parties, 10 armed Ambroses in many of them. The vast scope of photos suggests that Ambrose must be acquainted with almost everyone in Hawaii. Okay. Interesting. Wait. Something more to look at here. Examine the computer. You don't mind, do you? Impressive home-built computers running multiple large memory units and processors. Chilled air from its active cooling system washes across you to the whir fans. A thin fiber optic cable runs across the floor to Ambrose in his chair. On the wall behind the computer are miscellaneous decorations, notes, and photos. 2 items stand out, a large dry erase calendar and a cork board plastered with printouts. The calendar? The dry erase calendar is cluttered with a relentless storm of commitments written in cramped, sloppy Hanzi. What is Hanzi exactly? I believe I've heard this before, but most appear to be medical appointments with patients, followed by a busy list of social engagements. Closer scrutiny reveals others. Basic mechanics class on Wednesday nights, basic computer coding, Sunday afternoons. Before both these linked in red markers, prepare lesson plan, you stupid idiot. Holidays, big combat auto races, birthdays. Every Sunday until 4 PM is simply labeled engine. Only 5 hours a night are allocated to sleep, but large swathes of time are conspicuously labeled hangover. What about the corkboard? News clippings, BBS posts have been printed, carefully snipped and pinned in place. Most are less than a year old. They're intermixed with grainy photographs of what looks like a devastated city, Chicago. The news articles describe an outbreak of a virulent version of the Vitus plague in the city. What was the Vitus plague again? Is it the thing that killed everyone in the Awakening? And the subsequent quarantine of a zone containing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people. Oh wow. The newest items are plain text bulletin board postings printed out. The very fact that they're from so crude a site is strange. Very, very few Matrix sites are so plain. Search your mind for an analogous event. Identify the source of the printouts. I'm really missing these etiquettes. Fucking hell. Examine the postings. Files smuggled out from within the containment zone. Describe a cover-up, the detonation of a small nuclear weapon, the catastrophic release of insect spirits into the city. The current conditions as reported by drones and escapees are horrific. Try to parse the source of the strange printouts. Postings are from a simple bulletin board system, such as would usually be used only when bandwidth is a premium, or data has been sent long distances, like thousands of kilometers. Pick out some recurring statements that seem to refer to the venue, the BBS, Shadowland. The primary moderator looks like someone named Captain Chaos. His postings are probably from the North America Dark Matrix site that operates out of the Denver data haven, the so-called Shadowland. The Shadowland, supposedly the global mothership of Matrix havens for runners. Okay. Oh, I'm sure you could get more information out of this if you were smarter. Maybe I can ask him about it. No. Literally nothing to talk about anymore. Okay. Hanzi is Chinese characters, like kanji. Oh, okay. Vitas is ghouls. Oh. Or it might just kill people. With high cyberware affinity, even mage can have lots of chrome without loss of spellcasting ability. Okay. I believe we've did everything then. Right? Let's talk to... Oh yeah, Frederick, like the bouncer's son then, I guess. Like most troll bouncers, this man is knotted with muscles, but absent are the myriad scars that come with age or indiscretion. The only blemishes are the bony skin growths common to this kind, and a single deep scar across his neck and collarbone. You watch yourself in here, or else will you check your aerodynamics. Aerodynamics? Anyone cause trouble, I see how far I can throw them. No fighting, no killing, no sex trade. He lifts an arm, flexing. His muscles jump out like a mass of serpents and steel cabling. His arm is easily as thick as most humans' waists. I don't mess around. Okay. Thank you. I believe we've now investigated just about everything, so we can finally start a mission after an hour of further exploring. I'm so sorry. Like, if you want this game to get anywhere, man, it's the wrong game for that. We're gonna get some combat now, though. Don't worry. At the One Power Garden, Typo, the loot, the museum thingy, Wuxing Sky Tower. Wait, which one was the one I was supposed to do first? Was it the One Power one? Or was it the Sabotage one? The Feng Shui? It was the One Power one, right? With the elders, that's the one I read first. And Emma said I had to do first. I'm gonna save anyway. One Power. I'm gonna save anyway. Just in case something goes wrong. Why can't I not save? Here we go. Sometimes the game is really weird about this. Alright, One Power Garden. Additional runners available. I don't need any additional runners, thank you very much. Oh wow. Eos. Illuminati. Alright, we're gonna take Isabel. And then we're gonna take Rakter. Rakter, thank you very much. And I believe we need some muscle, so we're gonna take Duncan. I mean, do we actually? I'm glad I'm not forced to take him with me. Yeah, I like, he's strong, isn't he? So show me his actual skills. So with this way of decking and drone, it's like two very similar things, but still different. Gobbet could help us if there was like anything magical going on. I might take Gobbet with us on the ley line mission, on the Feng Shui one, not ley line, Feng Shui line, whatever. Okay, these guys have some stuff installed. All right, let's just go. You're about to travel to One Power Garden. Confirm. Vitus makes you allergic to everything and kills 99% of people who get it. Ghouls and vampires are HMHVV. So Vitus is like Shadowrun 8s, I guess. Enjoying ambience and lore is half the fun of Shadowrun. Yeah, you get lost in this fucking world, admittedly. Outsider. Outsider! One Power Garden. A carnival of chrome and neon, rife with every man of technology and artifice one can imagine. The entire area has the feel of a night market, save that chips are sold in lieu of steamed buns, and vendors hawk the latest drones rather than full guard. Something stalks these streets, hiding just out of sight. It stalks the Wampone elders, the leaders of the band of tech-savvy squatters that have claimed this neighborhood as their own. The streets smell of ozone and fear, and those Wampoans who pass in the MTR station have a haunted, furtive look in their eye. While the killer has struck only at the elders thus far, it may only be a matter of time before ordinary residents are menaced as well. Super 8s, but it's airborne. Really takes it back to the start of 2020. Alright. We're just gonna start. I have no items whatsoever. No fucking items. Should have bought some health kits. But we get some with these guys, so that's... Yeah, look fucking weird. But that's alright. Try using the map to not get lost again. The streets of One Power Garden are slick with rain, glittering under the neon glow of myriad signs and holographic displays. The sky reflects the same glow, painting the white apartment blocks the sickly oranges of sodium streetlights. The smell of grilling meat mingles with other rarer scents. Ozone engine oil, high-tech fabrication facilities. Despite the hour, there are plenty of people out and about. You can hear the calls of street vendors and touts urging people into the stores. Isabel wrinkles her nose, scowling darkly. She wraps her arms tightly around her chest, staring off into the distance. Is there a word for feeling nostalgic for a place you can't wait to leave again? I don't miss this place, but I miss the feelings I had when I lived here. Swordade? That's a word bongbong made up, isn't it? Isabel shakes her head. No, that's not it. It's close, but I never heard of that, by the way. Okay, now you're here? Like resident Miss Librarian? Do you know the word swordade? She lets the sentence trail off into nothingness, clamping her mouth shut for a moment. Isabel sighs heavily. This place seemed like heaven after the walled city. Like the whole world had unfurled in front of me, and anywhere I turned, there was the promise of a good life. Turned out this place was just as crappy as everywhere else. Everyone was still in it for themselves. Well, you're not gonna find any other place then. I mean, in my own life in the barracks, if my own life in the barracks taught me anything, it's that if you can find people worth sticking with, they'll save your life. You live for each other, watch each other's backs. Duncan shrugs. That's about as deep as it gets for me. Perhaps then that is enough if it works for your good. Isabel turns towards you and points down the street to your left. Looking for the Wampoan elders. They're going to be in the Wampoa itself. It's a big ship down the street. I've seen pictures. Looks like a yacht. They're more shaped like a boat, right? Isabel nods, lips pursed. That's the one. Somebody thought it would be clever to make a uniquely shaped mole. Alright. There must be more too. I heard he's not just dead, he's been all cut up. So more to explore? There must be more to explore. Maybe we can even find a killer. Better find some place indoors to sleep. Streets? Sorry, I'm having a stroke. Are dangerous lately. Slow, that's me. Oh, I like how we bring the drone with us. Crochet. Really nothing else to do other than to go to Wampoa. That's interesting. And sad. Not even a single person we can talk to. What's happening here? Why is... The elders don't want anyone to go inside without their permission. It must be pretty bad in there. Uh-huh. Let's go to Wampoa. Maybe I can interact with this afterwards, with this area. Alright. Quick save. Just in case I screw up. Hey guys! Elder... This orc woman is festooned with small circuits, tiny trit screens and speakers. The trit screens display snippets of trit broadcasts from every corner of the world. The tiny speakers play counterpoint with a susurrus of voices speaking Sperefiel, which I believe is the elven one elven language, Punjabi, Kazakh, and other languages. Her expression is haggard and she fidgets with her fingers as you approach. Welcome to the Wampoa, my friend. I'm Elder Grr, and these are Elders Tang and Ip. Gestures to the elf and human, who each incline their heads respectfully. Thank you so much for answering our request for help. We had nowhere else to turn. As long as... Sure, whatever. Let's not bring up money yet. Elder Tang. Under Tang's skin, glowing tattoos rife and change shape. Tigers become cranes and move on to dragons. We're under threat. One by one, we elders are being hunted by some monster. As you may have noticed when you arrived, there's been another killing just tonight. Could I have noticed? Did I miss it? It's because I didn't start the investigation yet. Okay. Ip crosses his solid chrome arms. Holographic readout stands constantly over the surface, displaying diagnostic information about their state. Operating temperature, servo pressure, variety of other minutiae. He looks past you towards Isabel. The prodigal daughter returned once more. I didn't expect to see you back aboard the Wampoa in my lifetime, Isabel. When you disappeared, Elder Yatund was very put out. Oh. So she's, like, this is her, let's call it, clan? I'm glad you're still alive. When you chose to walk your own path, I was disappointed, but I still understood why you had to leave. Ip pauses, tasting the air as he chooses his next words with care. I hope my lessons have helped you prosper. Didn't expect to be back either. Work takes you places, though. Isabel shrugs. A moment later, she places a hand on a pistol. Eyes trained on the Ip shoes. Wait, what? I don't cart this around for fun, Ip. The lessons kept me alive. Isabel blinks several times and then looks up at... Her expression clouded. Where's Yatund anyway? I expected her to be here. Well, fucking dead, I assume. Shakes her head sadly. She reaches out a hand towards Isabel, who shrinks away from it. She's dead. So are Gun and Nakamura. And Tong was killed just tonight. So much blood. You have to stop this from continuing. Isabel's expression remains impassive, but her knuckles grow white as her hands ball up into fists. That's what we're here for. We'll stop the killings. Thank you, Isabel. Lifts a hand, wiping away tears from her eyes. What can you tell me? What happened to Tong? Have you made any enemies lately? What do the Wampo and elders do? Let's go top to bottom. What can you tell me about the murders? They started 2 weeks ago. The first to go was Gan. We found him in his apartment, eviscerated. Swallow is grimacing at the painful memory. He'd been torn apart. His head had been ripped completely off, and most of his skin flayed away. So much blood it took us a week to clean out his apartment. Wow! Tang nods, running his palm over his forehead. The rest have been the same, always at night, always dismembered. Each scene is like a nightmare. Every time nobody has seen anything, it's like a ghost. Huh. Interesting. What happened to Tong? Elder Tang and Tong, wow. Maybe they were brothers. The same thing that happened to the rest of the victims. Evisceration and dismemberment. Sent a guard to keep people out of his shop, but he'll let you in. Okay, this is the dude that died tonight, I guess. He died sometime early tonight. He'd locked up his shop, but Ip posted by to ask him, stopped by even, to ask him about some skill chips he had. The door was unlocked and inside, lifts a head, hands help, fucking Lambda, get it together. Lifts her hands helplessly. She opens her mouth, but no words come out. You know what? After like the second or third murder of Elder, I wouldn't have left the elders alone for even just a split second. They should have had guards with them, like 24/7, at least 2. Seeing his inability to continue, Ip takes over. Inside looked like a bad horror sim, just like all the other murders. Had to have happened after sundown, because I saw his shop was open when I was on my way to get some noodles for dinner. Why didn't you call the police? Like, bongbong, are you serious? The Hong Kong police force isn't welcome here. They've tried to force us out several times before, or come hunting for someone to pin a crime on. We do a lot of favors for local gangs and triads, handle their matrix security, fix up their gear, and make sure they have access to the Hong Kong Shadowlands hub. We're too valuable a resource for them to lose, so they protect us when the HKPF or anyone else decides we're an easy target. They handle our physical security, and we make sure to send a message via the matrix. The last time the HKPF made trouble, we started airing the assistant chief's dirty laundry over the trade. Got the picture and backed off. Any more enemies? Shrugs helplessly. Not that I can think of. We keep to ourselves. We buy and sell technology. We're not mercenaries or criminals. We're merchants and deckers. And even if someone was cheated in a deal, this kind of response is unthinkable. But whatever did this, it wasn't human. Violence and savagery, it's a monster, whatever it is. Plenty of metahumans are monsters too. Just because it's horrible doesn't mean it's supernatural. What do? Isabel snorts derisively. They make the rules, kick people out who don't obey them. Bunch of petty tyrants, that's what. You're being unfair, Isabel. Our laws are for the good of the community. Tang turns to address you. We keep the Wampoa and its residents safe. We review trade agreements with outsiders to see if they're good for the community. We provide a guiding vision, like a town council. I can respect that. Rules are made to be broken. Elder Ip laughs, quickly stifling it as and Tang give him a dirty look. I can see why Isabel is on your team. You and she are very much alike, I suspect. I'm the invoker of sprites. I commune with the spirits of machines. Ask them for blessings and pass those blessings on the people here. I heal the sick and ensure the feng shui of our habitats is as good as it can be given our confines. She's a shaman, that's all. She's just got some kooky spin on it. Claims the totem is some kind of all-encompassing machine god that lives in circuitry. Isabel pets her deck, looking at Ancient gods and ancestors are one thing. My deck, it's mine. I built it. The only spirits it's got in it are the ESPs I loaded up with. Gives Isabel a look of deep sadness. Just because you cannot see or touch a thing does not mean that it does not exist. Just like my penis. Just because you do not believe in it doesn't mean that it does not protect you from afar. Maybe I should have brought Gobbet along. Like she could have been. Nope, she's bullshitting. There's no spirits here. I can't touch programs either, but at least I can prove they have an effect on physical world. Your superstitions are just that. Bullshit. Isabel glances at you, jerking a thumb towards Tang. This guy treats drones like they're living things. What? Is that right? Well, maybe Rakta likes that. Tang Tang extends his arms, palms up. As you watch the tattoo stare and shift into a complex mathematical formula. I'm the first and glorious servo. I study patterns, repair machinery, and teach others how to attune themselves to the wonders of automation. The blessed Autofab is my shop, and Purview, where we make the drones we use and sell. Really? What a fascinating spiritual spin on things! Rakta inclines his head towards Tang. I'd be interested in hearing more about your philosophy once we're done with job. Think I might find your perspective to be very interesting. As for me, I serve as the resplendent voltage spike. Why do they all need weird names? Ip smiles crookedly. That means I shoot people who try to screw with us. It's a fancy title for head of security. That's all for now. Might be wise to ask the residents of One Power Garden if they've seen or heard anything after we've gone to Tong's sensory carnival. May have seen or heard things that we have not. Good to know. Thank you. Can we start in here? Anyone in here? No? That we need to talk to? Just ends here. Okay. Alright, let's leave then. I need to drink something. Give me a second. Very ominous music. Porter Lamb. At your service. The elders told me that you'd be coming. Tell you about what happened to Tong? Just the basics, I guess. Well, nothing's basic about this. I've seen people shot, stabbed, beaten to death. Hell, I've even seen a corpse that was so dry and desiccated I could have sworn a vampire got to it. None of that's got anything on this. Brace yourself and go on in. That's what I keep telling Secretary. No, wait, the other way around. Tong's sensory carnival looks like a scene out of a B-grade slasher sim. The cloying scent of incense hangs thick and pungent in the air, emanating from the small shrine in the corner of the shop. Unfortunately, it does nothing to cover up the reek of death and clotted blood. Despite the ragged remnants of Elder Tong literally littering the floor, the rest of the shop appears to be in good order. At least at first glance, nothing is broken, tipped over, or otherwise ransacked. As you're about to step further into the room, you glance at the ceiling and walls. The blood from Tong's body isn't just confined to where his remains lie. Drying blood is spread about the walls and ceiling as well. Ceiling. Okay, so he's just been, like, slashed up, I guess. It's not that that horrible. The walls are covered in splattered and smeared blood, most of which has hardened into a crusty, congealed paste. Thick tracks of it run laterally. Looks like the blood has been deliberately smeared. Hey, bongbong, I don't know a lot about science or all that, but I know what blood looks like when it hits a wall. This is natural. Somebody deliberately smeared blood all over these walls. See how it looks like it's got paint trails? It's because somebody used Tong's parts like a brush. His parts? His parts! So they painted his walls with blood. Why? Do I look like a psychologist to you? Maybe because they're a freak. Maybe they're one of those sick serial killers that sees the murders as art? Got no clue. All I know is what normal blood looks like on a wall, and this ain't it, Chief. Some people have a bad grasp of art. I knew this guy in Kwantong who used to make music out of stray radio static and panic button calls. Called it Crisis Wave. It was awful. The name is epic though, Crisis Wave. The body. Tong's body is a ruined mess. The destroyed ruin of his face is barely recognizable. What is left of his body would be best described as savaged. All of his limbs have been torn off. A pile of flayed skin lies next to the remnants of the Wampone elder. Wampone clothing has all but been reduced to rags and tissue by cuts and tears, apparently sustained during the flaying. At this point, the only thing holding what's left of his body into a semblance of human form is the hair-thin fiber optics of his cyberware. Isabel's face twists into a disgusted grimace and she turns to look away. Looks like someone dropped him into an industrial meat grinder almost. Except they brought the grinder with them. Who the hell kills like this? Must be a metahuman. Someone with a highly revolved need for ritual murder, I suspect. Man of pathology is not seen in sane individual. Ractor gestures at the body impassively. Look, parts of him are missing. Curious. Shit, I'd need more biotech. I can have Ractor do it. Spellcasting or conjuring. That's interesting. Astral perception to sense the body. Ractor, do you see anything else? Ractor takes his time examining the body, taking small notes on his PDA. Curious. No subdermal bruising with skin's been removed. No sign of struggle. Coagulation of blood and lividity marks the time of death between 2 and 4 hours ago. Wow, you really know your shit. Knife marks are methodical. Killer doesn't seem to have been interested in preserving the skin as any kind of whole. Was removed a bit like one fillets of fish. Path of least resistance. Some strips of skin have a more ragged edge than others. Ragged edge looks consistent with claw rather than blade. Oh shit, I just had claws installed. They're gonna frame this on me. Ractor makes a curious noise as he examines the remnants of Tong's face and neck. His neck's been severed between 5th and 6th cervical vertebrae. Scoring across the bone indicates bladed weapon, sharp one at that. Doesn't match any of the other wounds. Ractor stands and looks you directly in the eye. If I had to guess, I'd say he was killed with blow to back of the neck. Everything else was subsequent damage. Why would someone kill him and then skin him? Think the attack was meant to subdue him? Honestly, I've no idea. Perhaps whatever did the rest of damage was secondary. Action of opportunity or the like. Without further information, I'm not comfortable guessing. Running theme with Ractor, he knows a lot of shit. Well, I mean, he just did a full-on autopsy on this guy. He's a rigger. Leave the body alone. Can I check this again with the knowledge I now have? Oh shit, it did say something different. The smeared blood on the wall remains congealed and disgusting. The plasma has begun to separate out into a thin yellow film at the edges of the splatters. Nice. SimSense editor, his bathroom, his desk safe. Let's search a safe first. Man, it looks like we're only gonna do one mission today. I'm very sorry. Tong's desk drawers are open, and the safe that's built into one side has been opened. There's no sign of tampering, and the green light next to word unlocked is blinking. Whoever opened the safe did it with a key fob. Inside are several blank cred sticks, but no sign of any money on them. Any with money on them, rather. A one-pound elder with no money in his safe? My ass, somebody cleaned him out. Probably grabbed the key fob out of his pocket. But this was not robbery, come on. This is a Yamaha 95000V SimSynth, a device for mixing and mastering SimSense chips. Several drive bays are empty and all of the chip jacks are empty. Screen is flashing a repeated error message. Warning, requested files cannot be found. Please return drives to bay and try again. Ooh, so someone was looking at shit in here. Have Isabel debug it. Isabel rattles out some commands on the SimSynth keyboard, stepping away after a few seconds with a look of satisfaction on her face. There, I've put a drive warning on suspend. It's in diagnostic mode only though. Maybe we'll learn something, maybe not. Yamaha Sim OS, blah 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 blah. Memory okay, drive error, assist bus okay. Beginning core dump. Isabel studies the screen in detail as letters and numbers scroll by. Looks like Tong was cooking some BTLs here. He's hacked the peak controller output cutoffs. The delta levels on sim chips are usually about 4 to 5. 6.5 for Cal Hots. His delta peaks are pushing 12. That's brain-burning territory, bongbong. And all the drives and chips those BTLs were stored on are missing. Never liked Tong, but it wasn't because he was a bad guy. Just didn't like any of the elders. But if he was cooking chips at Delta 12, maybe he burned somebody he shouldn't have. Maybe they flipped their lid and came after him. Or a relative did. Yeah, but then he would have been the only one to be killed, you know? We can't get a motive out of this. No one, like, has someone die to a Simpson or to a BTL and then go, I'm gonna kill all of the elders now. You're gonna go for the one that created it, right? Isabel gives you a serious look, tipping her head at a synth. Metahuman brain can't handle this kind of output. It'll shut down after a few of these. Alright. Wait, anything more we can get out of this? No. Kong's bathroom is immaculate. Drains are tidy. Whatever killed him didn't exit through here. through the drain? Can we... Spellcasting. I wonder if you buy 1 point of spellcasting, will it be enough? You're right. Maybe there's like further spell checks later, or skill checks later. So I'm not gonna spend a point on this, am I? I'd need to spend 2 points anyway. 1 in intelligence. Oh no, I do have. No, wait, not intelligence. This one. Could just get this. It also helps me see the dragon lines with bongbong. Yeah, no. No. I'm not gonna do this. No, this is not what the character is about. I'm not gonna game this, basically. Let's talk to people. Can I talk to you again? Hey, I needed something else. What do you do around here? It's a catch-all category, I guess. I work for Elder Ip. It's a bit like being a deputy. I make sure people don't break the rules. Protect people who need protecting, mostly. Just do whatever Ip asks me to. Pretty quiet job most days. Today's not one of those days. Also, I handle a lot of maintenance. I don't actually do the repairs, but I've got most of the keys. Makes it easy to ensure only authorized people get into sensitive places. Electricity goes down. I let in the electrician who fixed the wiring. Toilets clogged. I let in the drone guy who who opens it back up. Sorry. Somebody went through his things. Has anyone else been seen inside? Not since I've been here, but before Ip found him? Could have been anybody, really. Ip had a key to his place, but the lock's total crap. Anybody half decent at cracking mag locks could have gotten inside. What's missing? BTL's hard drives and crat sticks. Sounds like the killer looted his place to me. All this talk of monsters. Sure, there are scary things that go bump in the night. But most of the scary bumps I hear from the handguns and gangers. Okay, see you later. There must be someone that saw something. Like Sippy. Hey Sippy, you seen anything? This orc is busily snacking on a steamed bun. Oh man, I wish I had a steamed bun right now. I want a steamed bun now! Sorry. As you approach, he wipes off one of his hands and sticks it out towards you. Hey stranger, nice to see you. Sippy Toe Tag! What a name, Sippy Toe Tag. Like a sippy bag, toe tag sippy bag. Man. At your service, how are you liking One Power Garden? I have to choose. I'm bongbong. Nice to meet you, Sippy. Nice to meet you too. Listen, I know it's a little forward of me to just say hello and whatnot, but I'm interested in giving you a hand if I can. Sippy gestures expensively at the squalid neon-lit streets of One Power Garden. This is my home, at least for the time being, and I'd like to stop these killings. Never met before this, but I know exactly who you are. You're my replacement. What? The elders had me autopsy what was left of Elder Gunn and Elder Nakamura after they got ripped apart, but I didn't want to dig any deeper. Since I don't know you and I can smell a Shadowrun a mile away, I've got to be the outsider they asked to stop the killings, right? Sippy tilts his head back. Please, that is an amateur deduction. Show off, you're right. Nothing gets by you, does it? See, I've good eyes, a lot of good eyes actually. If you're in the market for replacements, only slightly used, and they only come from certified donors, I swear. A hearty belly laugh erupts from the orc, and he slaps one of his thighs in elation. Man, I kill myself! Pretty funny. You're a stand-up comedian? It was awful. Like a joke like that again, maybe I'll kill you first. Pretty funny. Jokes like that, are you kidding me? I'm one of the only trained surgeons around here. Well, okay, I guess this means he can do autopsies. Keep the other 1 points healthy, gotta practice down the road. Blind Chen's a pretty good cyber dog, but he's basically an implant specialist and that's it. You don't seem like much of a doctor. I did my residency back in the UCAS. Could have become a real MD too. Things hadn't gone south for unrelated reasons. CP opens his coat, revealing a cyber dick. Pats it proudly. Also dick a little, but I'm better at slicing skin than ice. One Power Garden seemed a good fit for me. Fairly peaceful around here? For the most part, other than these killings, we don't have much by way of problems. We do information security for the Triads, and that makes us fairly impervious to anyone who wants to start trouble. Anyone starts something, we hit him in the Matrix, while our Triad friends hit him in the meat space. Some small-time gangs have tried pushing in here before, but they backed off when they figured out they weren't just picking a fight with Tang and his guys, but with both the Red Dragon and Yellow Lotus. Got the message real quick, what was left of them anyway. What about your customers? That's the cheap truth. I have to charge to cover my costs and eat. It's damn near free service. Always a waiting list, but it's good, honest work. I like helping my neighbors and the community. We all look out for each other. Somebody messes with one of us, they mess with all of us. That kind of community is rare as gold these days. How many places have an ethos like us? Not a damn corpse, that's for sure. I've lived a lot of places, done my fair share of shadowrunning, but this place is special. It's been a long time since I really felt like anywhere was a real home. Zippy looks off past you towards the One Power Garden streets. His expression grows wistful, like he's remembering something from a long time ago. I'm sure I'll move again, but not for a while. I'm not done with the city or these people. That sounds like a fucking threat. What about One Power Garden? Do you want to know? Let me take a drink. Real quick. Just a cheeky sip of Coke, too. I need some energy. I've worked today. And I had to get up early for Babby. I'm tired, that's what I'm saying. Alright. Just a little bit of sugar in my system. Might help me think and read better and stuff. What about the murders? Like the ones you've investigated? There's a sharp intake of breath as Sippy shakes his head. Pretty gruesome business. Gun died from a broken neck. Looked like someone had wrenched it around and his arms and legs were cut off. Some skin flayed away too. So, I assume their bodies are mutilated after they died. All of them. That's what it sounds like at least. Nakamura had his throat ripped out by someone with a pretty sharp teeth. Also, like, the cause of death so far has always been neck related, it seems. At first I thought it was a devil rat, but the teeth marks were all from something with a humanoid jaw. I didn't look at the attund. From what I saw at a distance, it was the same story. Didn't see much point since I'd seen it twice already. As for Tong, from what Porter told me, it was Gun and Nakamura all over again. Take a look at him yet? Same as you described for the others. Zippy shakes his head sadly. Damn, I like Tong. The BTL business is unsavory, but the man had to eat. His regular sims were great. Generally all around nice guy, friendly with everyone, never had anyone mad at him. Ain't no justice, let me tell you. Oh, it looks like Tong was killed by a blade, not a broken neck or a bite. But with his throat slashed off? I can't. What can you tell me about the elders? Zippy laughs, shrugging. Eclectic bunch, that's for sure. Where to start? Ying's the spiritual leader here. She's the voice of the One Pawns, I guess. A lot of her close friends are really more followers, since she's something of a priest for the machine spirits. Maybe it's a cultural thing for people who grew up here, but it's never called to me. Still, she makes a damn fine pot of tea. It's a euphemism, isn't it? Ip's the muscle, and has an encyclopedic knowledge of cyber and bioware. Definitely a good guy to have watching your back. Not too friendly, but you know how it is. Get a lot of cyber, people start wondering if you'll tear their arms off. CB makes a chopping gesture with one hand. It's got moves straight off of Blood Carnival 3 The Reckoning. Terrible movie, but great fight choreography. What about Tang? I don't know much about him, but I think he's got some kind of fetish for automation. Found him cooing over some trits of automated delivery drones in a warehouse once. He works with drones, has a shop called the Blessed Autofab. Raving about the efficiency of the movement patterns or something. You already know about Tong. Ran Sims, BTL skill chips. Gan used to be a city planner before he had a nervous breakdown, got involved in statistical analysis. Pauses to collect his thoughts. Nakamura came from Fukuoka, was interested in entertainment, trit mostly. Spent a lot of time analyzing subliminals in ads. Then there was Magpie. She was chief decker. Hot as hell against ice, and built her own hardware. Salty old woman, though. Never met anyone who was quite as shrill or nasty when she was mad. She was mad most of the time. Should have been called Magpie then. Wait, nobody mentioned Magpie to me. When did she die? She didn't. Maybe a month ago she just up and disappeared. Went to a shop one day. She just wasn't open. Nobody's seen her since. Kind of a pain in the ass too. She owed me some new analyze software she'd picked up. Wait a second. So someone is missing and no one mentions that? Never heard of Magpie either. She must be one of the newer Wampoans. She was the Decker, she would have replaced Elder Gao. No surprise there. Gao was older than Qin Shiwangdi's terracotta warriors. I was learning decking from him, he could barely get out of bed. Still fast as hell in the Matrix too. How can he be new and an elder? Isabel rolls her eyes. Stupid name. It doesn't actually have much to do with time spent in the community. That has something to do with it, sure, but it's mostly about how skilled you are, how good your connections are, and how much you can help everybody else. Should have called them experts or something. Bingo, that's exactly it. She was only here for about 3 years, but she knew a lot of people all over the Matrix, in Shanghai and Beijing, all kinds of places. That plus her skill meant she was a shoe-in when Gao died. Where do you think she went? No idea. One day she was here. Oh, let me change positions. Give me a second. Lambda, yes, I'm here. I'm dead. I'm alive. I hope. Actually, no. I dread I'm alive. One day she was here, the next poof. At first, I thought she was just on vacation since she had mentioned wanting to see the Kingdom of Hawaii. Kingdom of Hawaii someday. Didn't know Hawaii was a kingdom now. But it didn't feel right. She would have at least told me she was leaving. Did you have a good, friendship with her or something? Or why would she tell you? It seems mighty suspicious to me. Nobody else seems to care what happened to her. Probably because she pissed them all off so bad. A little odd for her to just disappear, don't you think? Of course it's odd. She owed me lunch too, and she was the sort who paid her debts promptly. Might want to check out her shop. It's all locked up, but the other elders have a spare key. Couldn't hurt to look around, and even though Magpie was always butting heads with the other elders, they wouldn't have any reason not to let you in. What do you mean they were butting heads? Magpie and the others never saw eye to eye. She was contrary for the sake of it. Most of the rest had a grand vision for what they wanted this neighborhood to become. Magpie just wanted to deck. She was only an elder because they needed someone with a Matrix chops. Last big argument was between her, Ip, and Nakamura. It was over something relatively trivial. I think Nakamura wanted to expand the pirate trade business into the Matrix. She just absolutely refused. She sounds like she didn't care for entertainment taking precedence over business. Exactly, she gave Nakamura an earful, let me tell you. She said something about not using up valuable bandwidth for trivial entertainment bullshit. Anyway, it went from there into this rant about how she wasn't going to let Tang expand his drone business any further because it would get too much megacorp attention. They accused her of blocking them just because she could, which is probably true. Lots of screaming. What do you mean blocking them? Everybody needs her Matrix skills for their business to run properly. There are other deckers, me, say, or Mo Chinabi, but she had the infrastructure. Their project didn't interest her, she wouldn't even give them the time of day. Wait. So they lost her, but have they replaced her yet? Do they not have a decker in the Elder Council right now? She's a real hardhead about having her time wasted, but she figures if she's not interested in something, it also has no value objectively. A major blind spot, if you ask me. Could you let me into a shop? No, can do. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't have the key. I have to get it from Ip. He's taking over all the Matrix infrastructure maintenance since Magpie disappeared. Curious. It's not as good as she is or as I am, but they're not gonna let anyone who isn't an elder take care of that kind of critical stuff. Ketong was killed by a blade, by the way. CB recalls, shuddering against the rain. What kind of blade? Was it a knife, a sword, maybe an axe? I don't know, but he was attacked at the back of the neck. Oh yeah, okay. I don't like that at all. He shivers, looking warily around. This whole affair's got me on edge. People dying is nothing new but a flayed skin. Ugh. After a moment, Sippy composes himself and looks back to you. Sounds possible that whoever's been killing the elders is trying to muddy the waters with all of the blood and gore business. It's the crime of an intelligent, careful killer. Be careful, this investigation might take you somewhere very unpleasant. See you later, Sippy. As long as they don't make me visit my mom, I'm okay. You haven't uploaded Cuphead yet. Yeah, it's next, I believe. I don't know. Is it? Might be. I think I'm due for a new series. I think Aliens vs Predator ended. I might do Cuphead next time if you want to. So there's Breaker Hui and Mo Janabi, the other decker. Or one other decker. The man in front of the stall is rooting through a box of music chips with the swift fingers of someone who knows what they're looking for. Behind him, a music player pumps out a constant stream of distorted tonal music. The stall's proprietor is nowhere to be seen. Can you believe this? They've got 4 bootlegs of Echelon 60, the unreleased Enoch Iron Keys double chip show from Brazzaville, but absolutely 0 chips from Shotgun Bloom. Stall stuff is purely second rate. You're right, that does suck. Shotgun Bloom's one of the best bands I've heard in years, easy. Music aficionado nods enthusiastically. See, your friend gets it. Real talent, that crew. Like nothing I've ever heard before. Reminds me that there's like 2 albums coming out of bands I listen to in, I think in June or something. Really looking forward to it. The Decker inclines his head politely towards him. Mo Janabi, at your service. Decker, technologist, music fan. You're not from around here, are you? Or rather, you're not from around here, are you? Don't hold yourself like a native. UCAS. Mo runs a hand through his hair. Hair? Which hair? Shaking the collected rain off of it. I thought so. What brings you out here? Oh, just here for the elder killing. The Decker pauses a moment, face falling. Oh, that's a nasty business. Her tongue died tonight. I don't know who or what they pissed off, but it seems like a really bad scene. I'm trying to keep my nose out of it. Still, I like this place. Is there anything I can do to help? What is your area of expertise other than music? I'm a Decker. I used to be a company man for years. Pushing code on the server, smearing the little cyber pukes that would try to get into our secure systems. I made a pretty good living. Had my own place on the 48th floor in a corporate skyscraper. It's the kind of thing the Sims teach you everybody reaches for. The dream life. How'd you end up here then? Found out the company wasn't what I thought it was. Sure, they paid me well and kept me in creature comforts, but I accidentally looked over some misfiled reports while cleaning out a company data store. Turns out one of the company's security riggers had gotten drunk and blabbed about some project or other being over budget and behind schedule. It's not good. Be a fireable offense, right? Mo pursed his lips, his gaze going distant for a moment. Well, I guess upper management was worried that info would hurt their stock ratings by a fraction of a point or two, so they fired the guy with .308 round right through the skull. Seems drastic. Should have known that's how the corporations handles problems. Well, I sure as hell know it now. Get a wake-up call like that, it'll really open your eyes. It may only have been fractions of a point, but that was still tens of millions of new yen. I guess it went beyond a firing offense, directly into murder territory. What's worse, since I now knew about both the project and the murder, it could be the next in the firing line. Oh yeah, I knew it wasn't worth the expense to hunt down, as long as I kept my head down. So I came out here, looking for like-minded deckers. Guess I ended up staying because I could get a semblance of community out here. I couldn't get that many other... And I couldn't get that many other places. Okay, what can you tell me about the One Points in general? We're a collection of freaks, geeks, nerds, and tech junkies. This place may look like a third world bazaar, but believe me, we have stuff here that's cutting edge in almost every field. Most swells with pride and plants both hands firmly on his hips. Maybe it's not as advanced as the stuff the megas have in the development labs, but it's as advanced as anything you can find in a store. People come from all over the world to buy and sell here and work out deals for big shipments. We've got contacts with every pirate and smuggling group in the South China Sea, and every major syndicate and gang in the Free Enterprise Zone knows not to mess with us. Not only are there a lot of us, but nobody wants to lose what we're selling. The Red Dragon made a play 4 years ago, but we chased him out. Mo gestures with both hands as if shooing away a bothersome insect. Scooted off back to home and tin. Never been back. Good for you. It's all about playing the angles. Yeah, it pissed him off, but then we sold goods to the Yellow Lotus at a discount. In exchange, the Yellow Lotus kept them off our back. You don't have to beat up the big guy to win. You just have to make him step back so the other big guys see he's off balance. Stand-up fights are for the megas. We're about survival, just like everybody else in the shadows. Sorry, I'm, tired. What about the murders, Mo? Trying to stay as far away from it as possible. Not connected enough to hear anything important. And all the talk about monsters is just plain dark. Not afraid of monsters. I don't want to get their attention. Well, I noticed that a couple of months ago we had Elders Nakamura, you turned Gan and Magpie, and now we don't. I've heard about Magpie. It sounds like she was kind of vicious. Thank God we talked to the other guy first. To be blunt, she's a hateful, shrewish old batch of a person. It was always her way or the highway. She'd butt heads with the other elders over damn near anything. The last fight she had was with Tang over something or other. Guess she ended up throwing some of his micro-drones into a deep fryer and threatening to kick his ass around the block. It was her line of business. I know already, it's decking. Matrix gear. The shop's called the Jackpoint. Not very imaginative, I know. Always had the hottest programs, best chips, and made some killer decks for anybody willing to pay her rates. Cost plenty of new yen, but she was one of the best in the business, at least in Hong Kong. Want to know more about her? You should talk to Sippy. One of the only people around here who got along with Magpie. Can probably find her by the MTR station. Loves the steamed bun cart over there. See you later, Mo. Okay. It's late. It's almost midnight for me. Been awake for like 60 hours. That's what it feels like. Wow, he looks pretty nice. Like the blue eyes, wow. An imposing troll stands in front of a stall overflowing with weapons of all sorts. Pistols, rifles, and even brass knuckles overflow onto the rug around him. Ho there, you look like a woman who understands the value of self-defense. Break a hoi at your service. And I can promise you, I can help you defend yourself. What do you say, want to take a look? Sure, let's take a quick look what he has to sell. Nothing new, I guess. A shock glove. Unarmed, though. Interesting, though. Enhanced stun attack on a 2-round cooldown. Like, if you're stunned, you can kill immediately with Duncan. So that's pretty good. Information, please. Yeah, tell me what you want. Maybe I can help you out. Let me get closer to my mic again. Oh. Know anything about Elder Magpie? Never met her, thank God. She ran with the Deckers mostly, so she dealt in chips and software. I heard she was hard to work with. I think the phrase I overheard was that she shrieked like a harpy with a fresh corpse. I don't know, you should ask Sippy though. He's a sharp one with the deck, so he'd know it better than most. Aside from Tong, who slings BTLs around here? Oh, here we go. Oh. The Red Spear Gang. Run up in here sometimes, but don't cause any trouble. Check out the parking garage south if you do. Usually hole up in there. Sup light though, if they don't know you and you cop an attitude, they'll put you in the ground. Funny thing, I heard there was a shootout with some Hong Kong police in a garage a month ago. About the time Magpie disappeared, I guess. I was away in Beijing at the time, so I didn't see it directly, but everybody was talking about it when I got back. Why is it funny? Because we don't let the HKPF in here most times. We shoot at them if they try. Every time they come in here, it's bad for us because they're always looking for scapegoat. Why would the elders let them in? Nobody knows. Possibly to take out Magpie. What about the Wampone elders? Can't say I associate much with them. Organize big trade deals with the Loho Jova pirates. Loho Jova? What kind of triads and legitimate businesses? Tell us if somebody's been blacklisted and dispense justice when someone breaks the rules. Beyond that, they leave us alone and I leave them alone. Not important enough to register on the radar. What about the murders? The elders have been getting hacked apart. Try to stay away from it all. No sense painting the crosses on my own forehead, right? He shrugs. Nobody important, and I aim to keep it that way. See you later. Bye, Mr. Shelby. Oh my god, so many people to do. Fucking hell. I know this is a murder investigation, but still. This stumpy looking man is busily hawking a variety of grilled spherical treats of various sizes. Some are sold individually, some are skewered on sticks, and some are packaged up in sets of 4 or 6. Sign on on the front of the car reads Caters 1 yen yatai. We might not even do this mission today, I'm very sorry. I feel like I might need to end soon. So goddamn done today. A cacophony of small trit screens are attached to the card, each playing a different trit show. Interest you in some dango? Takoyaki? Maybe a nice nikuman. That's a pork bun with a Japanese twist. Any kind of tasty Japanese treat you can imagine, I've got it. Maybe some curry fish balls are your speed. Keita will give you your heart's desire. providing that dessert is on my menu. Let's have some dango. You wish my command, good ma'am. Keita deftly pulls out one of the dango sticks out of the cart and drops it into the grill. A small robotic arm slides out from the cart and begins turning the stick until the balls of rice flour are toasted brown color. Lifting them from the grill, Keita dips the entire stick in a tub of sticky brown sauce before handing it to you. Damn, that sounds good. The snack has both a sweet and salty flavor, reminiscent of sesame seeds and soy. The balls inside are pleasantly warm, surprisingly chewy, a bit like eating raw dough, but without the attendant chalky taste. Keita leans back, studying you intently. The trit projections from his cart cause his face to be lit in a constantly shifting array of rainbow hues. What brings you to One Power God, my friend? Somehow I doubt it's just for street food. The killing of the Wampoan elders. Let's just go around telling everyone. Keita shivers, wrapping his arms around his body. Been hearing a lot about that. Haven't looked too closely though. It's just none of my business, you know? Yeah, but got any thoughts on it anyway? Yeah, ignore them. Keita shrugs differently. Saw the crowd down at Tong's Sensory Carnival earlier tonight. Didn't know the guy very well. My Trit fan, he liked The Sims. Not a lot of crossover between us. Yeah, what is up with the Trit screens? Keita beams and gestures excitedly at them. You like them? I love Trit operas. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Indonesian, it doesn't matter. So I can watch all of my favorite shows without missing a beat and I can work at the same time. Jesus. Pirated Trit is my other business. I rip the streams in the Matrix, tap right into the corporate feeds, resell them on chip out the here. Keita's face falls a bit and his enthusiasm wanes. I wish it could pay the bills, but my food card's a lot better at that. I don't know why, but most of the other Wampoans seem to like Sim over Trit. They don't know what they're missing though. One episode of 1,000 Cranes of Autumn, and they'd be hooked for life. Just at the part where Rin has confessed her love to Takayama, but he's got to get his mech suit out of the front lines on Mars, so he can't be with her. Downright heartbreaking, I tell you. Yeah, that's very interesting, thank you very much. Oh no, eyes twinkling. Keita leans forward in breathless excitement. Oh, you have no idea. 312 episodes chronicling a noble mech pilot and the tumultuous love affair he has with Space Station Governor's daughter. The Pathos, the Majesty, the Battle of Lagrange 1 spans 5 episodes. Just by itself. For some reason, I guess it doesn't resonate with the wider public. I don't know why. Who doesn't want to see a Trit show about giant flying robots, love, betrayal, and spice? Actually, that does sound pretty cool. It's like Gundam. Except for, I don't know, was there ever... I can't remember any romance in the Gundam I watched, at least. But it's been decades since I last watched the Gundam series anyway. Got to stop myself before I get carried away. Was there something else you needed? What about the people here? We're tech heads, deckers, riggers, Trit pirates, everything in between. If I had to define this place, I'd say it's Asia's mecca for people like us. As for the elders, I can give you the basics. I'm small fry, so we're not exactly on social terms. Some kind of crazy tech witch. Summons up spirits and casts spells. Works as spiritual center of the tribe. A lot craftier than she seems to. She has this mother to everyone act going on, but I've watched her manipulate people into doing all kinds of stuff they wouldn't normally do. Thought it was their idea the whole time. Magically, you mean? No, I don't think so. She's just really good with people. Ip's a killer. Addicted to cybernetic implants. He always has to have the newest and freshest gear. Funny thing is, I've never seen him fight. Kinda get the impression he's a coward. He'd rather let one of his buddies handle a problem than do it himself. That's, like, this dude is giving legit information here. All I know about Tang is that he loves drones and does a little decking. Frankly, I find him kind of boring. All he talks about is neural networks, dark knowledge, an evolution of machine learning. Like I said, boring. Yeah, this dark knowledge stuff sounds incredibly boring. See you later, Keita. We're gonna talk to this guy and then we'll end for today, if that's okay, like, depending on how long this is. The Mergo. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. I can relate. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating critical precision. Something about him, the lines about his eyes perhaps, makes you suspect he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He lifts his cup of cheap soy calf as you approach. Let me guess. You're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. That's right. Who are you? Call me the Mergo. I'm not one of the Wampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. The Mergo drains the last of his soy calf in a large gulp. What have you found so far? I'm really curious for a random guy. Professional curiosity. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of their pharmacological research division. Part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigation while the other guys pulled prints and checked blood samples. Interesting. Can you come with us for a second? The Mergo tosses the soy calf cup towards the nearby garbage can, bounces around the rim and rolls inside. When I hear about shit like this happening, keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know. Why aren't you investigating it? Seems like you're more cut out for this job than I am. Elder asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee though, so I took a pass. Just not the money either. Wait. We could have asked for more? They couldn't even afford you? The Mergo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. I see that stuff day after day. You pay a price. Eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel all that sickness and anger every day? To be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death? Feel it going into your neck? Pleading in the voice of a dead woman for a killer to spare you? These days I'd rather interrogate the living. Thanks. Wow, they can do that with magic? They can just... like... recreate it? Sounds awful. Awful. It's more than awful. It's a goddamn nightmare, that's what it is. One I couldn't wake up from for a long time. Sometimes you have to cut and run, start fresh. At least now I can pick my own jobs. I can read objects. It's called psychometry. A little trick I managed to pick up, don't really know how. I hold something, I can tell you what happened to it. Who owned it. How it killed someone. If someone loved it or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. That is incredibly useful. Before you ask, no, I'm not going to read anything you find. Already told I didn't want any part of this. You want advice, I'll give you that, but I'm not getting drawn further in than that. So aside from that, is there anything I can help you with? Wampoans, the murders, bladed whip. Let's go straight to the point. Single strike to the base of his neck. It's a precision attack. Most knife fights end up with a lot of shallow cuts and blood over the victim and attacker alike. If Tong was killed by a single strike, he definitely wouldn't have seen it coming. You can bet your last New Yen that whoever killed him is highly skilled with a blade. I feel like I could kill someone if I had like a big blade and this person wasn't aware of me. Like, how hard can it be to kill someone by just hitting their neck with a blade? It says to me that the attack is either a professional hitman or practiced serial killer. Could be both too. Assassins don't tend to be the most empathetic people. The Mergo considers this information for a moment before speaking again. Was the attack a thrust or a cut? Was a slash why? If the wound was a thrust, your attacker was using a knife of some kind. Anything over about 10 inches would be pretty hard to thrust with at that kind of angle. Next to high for a longer blade. If it's a slash, you're looking at a sword or cleaver attack. Both of those are popular with the triads. They make an awful mess and send a message that are not to be trifled with. Okay. It's not really easy to cut through the spine. Yeah, but can you kill someone without cutting through the spine? Or does it just, ow, ow, my neck, fuck me, what did you do? Something like this. I don't know much, even though I've been here almost 2 years. I'm an outsider. They don't really accept anyone who's not much of a tech nut as they are. Just a crazy mage that lives down the road. The Mergo pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. Ip's got some heavy-duty cyberware, basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. It's a shaman that worships machine spirits. All a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me, but don't ask me to believe in the great spirit of electronics. For everybody else, they tend to be an okay bunch. Bit strange, but that's fringe culture for you. Scrunch tech, rebuild it, sell it off. Some of them even have their own autofab shops. The stuff's pretty high quality too. People from all over Asia come to shop here if they need something rare or unusual. Tight-knit little community, all things considered. Alright, anything else about the murders? Started a couple of weeks ago. Aldegan was the first to go. That's when I asked if I could look into them. He was ripped apart, arms wrenched out of the sockets, skins flayed away with a razor-sharp knife. The rest have been the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Demelgo lowers his voice, leaning in towards you so that only you can hear. The funny thing is, the Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks before that. Maybe a month ago tops. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the Wampoans don't usually let the police in here. That by itself is odd enough, but it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear too. Big guns and heavy armor with NBC seals, the works. Went into the parking garage near here and there was some kind of gunfight. Never made it back out. When backup showed up, the Wampoans chased them away. Why would they let cops in and chase them away? Exactly the kind of question you should be asking, and that the elders refused to answer when I asked. Demelgo shrugs. Go take a look for yourself if you want. Watch out though. Gangs taking up residence in there, dealing drugs and BTLs. Call themselves the Red Spear. Not too violent if you don't push them, but be careful what you say. See you later. We're gonna save now. We're gonna save now. We're gonna save. Because I'm tired. Very tired. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm getting to the point of tiredness where I'm just like, I don't know, do you get that? Like, so tired that you're starting to be weird. We're gonna end the YouTube recording here. So bye YouTube people. Bye bye.